to introduce his opponent.
And now, making his way to the lights out cage, please welcome Sonny DeLozier.
Sonny B moving, making his amateur debut. Walking out. And I love that all these fighters also have their own unique walkout that they employ. Got a couple in the hand of Sonny B moving DeLozier.
You know, each guy kind of having their different type of walkout because it's our first experience with the guy. We can see a little of their personality and some of their energy, and I think that translates into how they get into the cage and perform. Not necessarily always, because I've seen some guys come out quiet and they were absolute killers.
Blake, you've had a lot of great things to say on the night about Black House MMA. What can you say about just the way they prepare athletes for training camps?
So, Black House MMA, we call it the home of champions, Land Lion home of champions. We've had Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, and a variety of other big-name stars come through. So it has been one of the powerhouse gyms since the early days of mixed martial arts. We have now brought in a lot more amateurs, and as you can see, Sonny DeLozier is one of these amateurs who looks ready to get in there and hurt his opponent. And coming from Black House, there's no doubt that he's not going to be super prepared for this matchup tonight against the Lotto.
Definitely has a demeanor of a man possessed. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this, our third amateur bout of the evening in the featherweight division. Making his debut is Sonny DeLozier versus Jacob Lawson's 1-1. Basically identical across the board in terms of height, weight, and nearly age. Very excited for this one. This one's brought to you by Insurance Elevated, a new era of life insurance. Here's Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in a catchweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 159.6 pounds. He represents Triton MMA with a mixed martial arts record of 1 win and 1 defeat. He hails from Redondo Beach, California. Please welcome Jacob Lawson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 161.6 pounds. He represents Black House MMA, making his fight debut out of San Pedro, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sonny DeLozier. And your referee for this bout will be Rafael Davis.
Getting the cage locked for this, our third amateur bout of the evening in the featherweight division. Here we go. Oh, big left hand immediately.
Man, but Lawson ate those and came back with a few strikes of his own.
Big swing and a miss from Sonny.
Those straight punches did great work for DeLozier very early in the matchup. I'd like to see him continue to utilize those straight punches, jab and the cross.
Oh, and a big right hand. Lawson, Sonny DeLozier's moving in. And that's it. First round TKO for Sonny DeLozier.
What a fantastic finish. Really wobbled Lawson several times there. We see Lawson on his feet arguing with Rafael Davis right now, but I believe it was a good stoppage. He looked severely hurt several times in that matchup, and I think that was a beautiful job of refereeing to protect the fighter from taking more damage than necessary at the amateur level. I can understand him being a little frustrated because he wasn't out. He was definitely hurt enough that I believe that stepping in was the proper decision there.
But the job of the referee is not only to regulate the fight, it is to keep the athletes safe. And if it was within his jurisdiction and within his wisdom as a referee to take care of that decision the way he did, well, hats off to him. I think it was a great stop.
I agree as well. And I can understand if this was a championship bout on a pro card, the guy would be a little more upset about this. Amateur level with, 1, 2, 3 fights. I think that was a beautiful stoppage, and we see a very exciting excited. Delosier inside the ring dancing and feeling himself, and he should be feeling good about himself after that performance.
Well, definitely checking all the boxes of how to make a grand entrance. I mean, first round TKO, very charismatic on the way in, and a celebratory dance to top it all off. Man, my heart is officially beating.
And these are still the amateur fights, Jake. These guys got shin pads on. Wait until we get to the pro card, because Lights Out always brings some bangers, and tonight is no different.
Well, that was our penultimate amateur match of the evening. Let's take it to Tyson, our ring announcer, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 30 seconds into round number 1, your winner by way of TKO, Sonny Delosier.
Man, and that was his amateur debut. Wow. He's leaving the ring. He almost left before getting his hand raised.
Definitely fighting like he has somewhere to be. Well, what an amazing match that was, Blake. I mean, 32nd. Would we even call that a KO or a TKO? I'm not sure, but nonetheless, a fantastic performance in his first outing as an amateur.
You know, guys out of Black House train at a very high level, and he's in there training with the high-level pros, guys like Albert Morales, our bantamweight champion. So he's getting incredible work inside of the training gym. So you see it show here when the Black House fighters get inside the cage, and as we just saw, another first-round finish for Black House.
You know what? I want to see it again. Let's take a look at the replay of this one. I mean, such a short fight that we could pretty much play the entire thing, but Sonny Delosier opens up with a big jab, finds its mark right off the bat. And like I said, like a man possessed, just coming forward, even eating some of the shots of Jacob Lawson. But
Jake ate a
eventually
real back, but the straight punches did fantastic work for Delosier. Again, that jab you mentioned at the very beginning. Once he stuck with that first jab, you saw him throw a few more, and then wow.
Oh my goodness, the right hand right on the chin. And then this is where we saw the expert stoppage of Rafael Davis, our referee. I mean, it just looked like it was the beginning of the end. And
you know, it looked like he got wobbled 2 to 3 times there in that very, very last 5 seconds. I think it was a beautiful stoppage, and had he not stepped in, I think that we would have seen Lawson take 2 or 3 more strikes and potentially gone completely lights out.
Well, Sonny Delosier looked so impressive in that first 30 seconds, but you know what? We don't, for his next opponents, you don't have a lot to go off of. I mean, you have your second amateur fight, or perhaps he goes pro, that's up to his team, but how much study material do you have for his next fight?
You know, as an opponent, not a whole lot, but as for him, I think that he saw some things where now he knows and has some faith in the tools that he has for his next match. I'm like, hey man, we're getting in here, we're working that jab. You stuck with that and hurt him in the opening 2 seconds, and the fight continued to go that route. So for Delosier, a decent amount of footage to watch and build on. His opponents, I think it's just something that's going to scare people.
Absolutely. You had mentioned a couple times in the broadcast that next month we'll be in San Diego, California for the next iteration of Lights Out Extreme Fighting. I mean, a 30-second match enables a quick turnaround. Will we see him perhaps in San Diego?
You know, fingers crossed.
Yeah.